Hello, welcome to the GF channel. In today's episode we are installing blinks when you're locking or unlocking your car. This you might have expected if you follow the channel and you have seen my previous video where I show you 3 additional signals undocumented inside of the keyless entry unit. Now today we are actually using one of those signals which supplies ground to this wire right here. Once when you lock your car and twice when you unlock your car. So it blinks once, the blinks when you lock, and twice when you unlock. The cool thing of this is it has actual if you keep pressing the button, it's going to redo it all over again, while my alarm currently doesn't do that, which I do not like it. Now first, how to remove this? Well, you need to remove this panel right here, then use a 10mm socket and remove the nut that holds it, and then take it out. Now there are 2 ways to do this, one easy one and one hard one. Of course we're going to do the easy one because it's easy, but I'm going to also explain the hard one and what are the advantages and disadvantages of both of them. So let's go first with the hard one. The hard one, simply put, is you need to emulate what this button does. And what this button does is it actually connects the wire coming from the 3-pin relay. If you do not know how the 3-pin relay works, I have another video for that. So the wire coming out of the 3-pin relay, you need to connect it to the light bulbs, the lights coming out to the light bulbs. So this is this button. You need to connect those two. At the same time, you need to actually supply power to the 3-pin relay. This is through the hazards switch. And at the same time, you need to actually disconnect the ignition wire, because if you do not do that, once you supply power, you connect this wire, you're actually going to supply power to the whole ignition system. And that's what I actually did here. First I thought I'm going to do the more complicated solution. That's what I did here, and it doesn't work. When I lock or unlock my car, my dashboard starts blinking, all of the lights. So I didn't quite figure out this thing. I didn't saw this little tiny detail here that those are actually connected, which is logical, but anyhow, that's the hard solution. The simple solution that we are going to do is quite easy. Only one relay is required for it. And what we are going to do is we are simply going to shove 12 volts directly to the light bulbs. So we get the 12 volts coming from the through the hazards fuse, orange cable right here, this one, O. We are going to take these 12 volts to power on the relay that is going to then pass the same 12 volts to those 2 wires that are going to the light bulbs, the GW and GB. That's everything. So you need 3 wires to get out of this connector, and then from here the grounding wire. So this is going to supply ground to the relay. Now the power of the relay, well, I've used lower powered relays than normal because my LEDs are actually my turn lights are actually LED, and these are 8 ampere relays. As far as I read on the internet, you need at least 10 amp for regular light bulbs. So these are not sufficient for regular light bulbs, but I chose them because they have quite low milliamps for the coil. So 33.3 milliamps for the coil to activate, which is a little bit more than a more powerful LED, which I have tested already and it's working. You might probably get more with a bit more, probably 50, I don't know, but that's what I chose. Okay, so that's the plan. The advantages and the disadvantages are not so visible. The advantage, of course, of the short one is it's easy to install. One relay and only 4 cables are required, 3 to tap in and 1 to actually get through here. What you do not get from the short one is automatic blinking, meaning if you do supply constant ground from this wire, the blinks are going to stay lit all the time. They're not gonna blink because you're just shoving 12 volts directly to the lines without blinking them. The longer solution, it's harder to install because you need more relays. To be precise, you should have 3 relays at least. Only relays though, but 3 relays. You also need to cut a cable, not only tap into. This one needs to be cut because you need to separate it whenever the blinks are blinking. So it's harder to install, but what you do get is if you do send constant ground through this wire, the relay is actually going to keep blinking your blinks, which is what newer models do. So all the newer models, Mazda 6 and even the Prema C does that. They have this module that whenever you supply ground to it, it blinks for you. I actually wanted to do exactly that solution because to be more closer to the newer models, but well, I don't like to cut wires that much. So let's go with the simpler solution. Just brute force 12 volts to the wires, to the LEDs, and see how it works. And that's the result of the prototype. I have the ground coming from here, then the the orange cable goes like that beneath, gives power to the relay, and then it goes to the middle. There is pin, I don't know if it's visible, there are pins, yes, these are the normally closed ones. We do not care about them, we care about the normally open ones. And outputs to the light bulbs. That's the whole thing. It does work. So if I now press, you can hear it. I unlock again. It clicks, it also blinks. One thing it's good to know that if you're using the, even if not, but if you're using a soldering iron, a soldering gun, or whatever it's called, that it's actually powered from the car, you should ground it. Let me just turn on mine, because here on this iron here, by the way, let me brag about it a bit. Now it's the time. I did my own logo. Cool stuff. So now there is ground here on this thing coming from the car. If I touch the orange cable, I actually did it and it burned the fuse. So before actually doing anything, it's good to remove the fuse. And the fuse actually sits right here. Okay, right here. I already have the clip from the inside. That's a clip from the inside, and that is the fuse. So now when I remove it, I place it. I'm gonna close it. Now the car will not blink. Nothing happens. So now when I have removed this, let's inspect the original alarm behavior. I press lock. You see it first sounds, then it blinks. I press lock again, absolutely nothing happens. Same goes with unlock. Just unlock, again sound, then visual. Unlock again, nothing happens. I do not like that. So now I'm actually going to isolate everything here, put it in place, disable the alarm, show you how the car actually behaves without an alarm, with and without the blinks turned on. And so everything is assembled, as you can see. Only those are left here, so I can just show you where I placed the relay. It's actually not even visible. Basically right here. I have glued it using mounting tape. You cannot even see it. It works beautifully. Now I have disabled the alarm, so I can show you original car behavior. And I also disabled the newly added. I've removed the fuse so it doesn't work. Now when I lock the car, it just locks. That's it. No blinks, nothing. I unlock the car, that's it. Let me open a door because I haven't actually disabled the alarm. I have just removed the visible and audible confirmations. Okay, now we come here and we actually plug in this fuse. I'm hoping with left hand I'm not going to screw it up. Okay. Okay. Now let's again see how the final result looks like. I lock the car, lock it again. I can keep locking. Okay. I unlock the car. I can unlock it again. That's all. It looks quite nice. I'm happy with the result. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time. Bye bye.